says West Texas. The Mercury says SoCal, 75 degrees. Here in the big country as California Baptist comes to Moody Coliseum to take on Abilene Christian. Hi everyone, Grant Boone alongside Coach Ron Holmes. Coach, we're 2 weeks into the WAC season and these two teams tonight are still look like they're finding their footing. How about California Baptist?
California Baptist got off to a pretty rough start, losing their first 3 games, but they're on a roll now. They've won 2, so they're shooting the ball better, doing a lot of things much better.
And how about Abilene Christian? They've gone 1-1 in each of their first 2 weeks.
Well, Abilene Christian's done a really nice job. Now, there's been some improvement for the Abilene Christian Wildcats because they are shooting the ball much, much better at a 50+% clip.
How about 6 of their last 7 halves? They have shot 50% or better. Let's look at our impact players, beginning with Dominique Daniels of California Baptist.
Look for Dominique Daniels to come off middle screens like this right here, what you're watching, get to the paint and score. Now that's tough, but that's a tough little guy that can finish in traffic, and he's a really good assist man as well.
Yeah, he's the preseason player of the year, and he is living up to the hype from Compton, California in his 3rd season here with the Lancers. And how about for Abilene Christian, Braden Hubbard?
Braden Hubbard, what can you say? He's a Swiss Army knife. He's a perpetual player of the week. He can score, he can shoot, he can dribble. But the biggest thing that man does is that shot that you just saw right there. He hits a 3, and it's always a clutch when he cleans it.
And he's won 2, as you said, of the last 3 Player of the Week awards in the WAC, coming off a 49-point week, including a career-high 27 against UTA last Saturday. How about the WAC standings? Utah Valley has the night off. They're 4-1, and there's Abilene Christian at 2-2. California Baptist, 3 straight road games to begin, including 2 in Texas. They lost all 3, went home, got healthy, and here they are now having won 2 in a row. Let's meet the 3rd member of our broadcast team, Roman Raffelli.
Hey Grant, we're on milestone watch here in Moody Coliseum tonight as ACU forward Braden Hubbard approaches 2,000 points in his career. 1,390 of those came at Connors State, but he's approaching 600 in his ACU career. His 16.6 points per game put him on pace to be ACU's all-time single-season scoring leader in the Division I era. If ACU is going to knock off the preseason favorite here tonight, they're going to need every single point they can get from Braden Hubbard. Guys, over to you.
Okay, Roman, thanks. Roger Ayers, Lane Barney, and Brett Smith, the 3 officials, and we're underway from Moody. How about Rich Smith, the point guard, top assist man for ACU, and he's picked up the scoring slack as well.
And hitting clutch free throws. He's taking the ball to the hole. He's looking for gaps like he's doing right there.
This is the big man, Cade Hornicker, the 7-footer, finds Hubbard, the leading scorer, and unable to get it to go. This is a great rebounding team leading the conference, +9 in rebounding margin, CBU.
They're averaging 40 boards a game. Now, 40 in any category statistically is pretty good. You're taking something away from someone else and you're adding to your own.
Great on the offensive glass as well. This is the Venezuelan Greiman. Martell Williams in his 2nd season, they turn it over. They really struggle to protect the ball. First 3 conference games, lost all 3, not a coincidence. They protected it beautifully the last 2 games, and they've won both.
Size will be the problem for the Wildcats tonight. There's not too many games where you see 3 7-footers.
Yanni Rivera getting the start tonight. Sibo Newton not in uniform tonight for Abilene Christian, tending to family concerns. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Smith to beat it. Oh my goodness. This is Rich Smith the last month.
Oh yes, he's been unconscious, coming off hitting clutch shots.
Leading the conference in field goal percentage at better than two-thirds of the time he's making it. He's made his first one tonight.
Oh, well, you would have never bet that he would have been able to do that last year, but boy, he has worked on his game.
The newcomer, Jaden Jackson, transfer from Northern Arizona, and goes up and challenges Vinzan and wins that challenge.
A lot of middle screens. Watch this right here.
Oh, a beautiful pocket pass to Cade Hornicker. So Smith scores, Smith assists. He's in the middle of it all.
He's a Swiss Army knife. I take that back.
They've got the entire cutlery set. As Daniels goes to the hoop, can't get it to go, and there's another offensive rebound. They're so good at it, one of the best in the nation. Greiman unable to get it to go, and Abilene Christian comes away with it.
You mentioned it today. It's got to be one and done if you're the Wildcats. You cannot give them second and third shots. That figures into the 40.
Smith just staggering this turnaround with points. 5 straight games with 13 points or more. He had none of those last year.
And Grant, the thing is last year Rich didn't show up on scouting reports. The last 6 weeks, he's all over scouting reports.
And they throw it away. Thomas Indong. How about Rick Croy? What a job he's done in his 8th season at CBU. He took them in that transition from Division II to Division I. 13th season overall, 8th season as a D1 program. And tried to take them to the NCAA tournament on the D1 level for the very first time. And he says he and his team talk about it. They know about it. They want to be the first. And they've got a great chance to do it in this 7-team WAC this year. Abilene Christian leading 6-2, and Hubbard to the hoop. No, but he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Here's Brett Tanner in his 5th season as the ACU head coach. He's gotten to 80 wins already, won 25 in his very first season, and the co-architect with Joe Golding of a team and a program that rose from one of the worst in Division I to a 2-time NCAA tournament team that beat Texas in the first round back in 2021.
You know, one thing about Brett Tanner and Coach Croy would be the fact that they're cut from the same mold. They make no excuses.
Yeah.
Coach Croy said that the 0-3 start was their fault. It was not the travel schedule. Well, it didn't have anything to do with periphery. It had to do with what's going on in the dressing room.
They're going to have 3 trips to Texas in the month of January, and he wanted no part of any kind of an excuse. Jaden Jackson to the basket, no. And the rebound is going to be secured by ACU's Rich Smith. Well, he's just filling up the stat sheet already, and to the hoop, yeah. How about Rich Smith? It's amazing to watch him work from the Bronx. 9-2, Abilene Christian.
One misnomer about California Baptist would be the fact that they are averaging the 40 boards, but they're only shooting 42%. And it's because of that right there. They get a hand on the ball, they get a tip on the ball on the offensive end.
You ever notice you can't get an offensive rebound after a make? You got to miss it to get an offensive rebound.
True enough.
Hubbard has it blocked by Greiman. Loose ball, fight for it. And what is it, jump? It is a jump. And it's going to be California Baptist ball after this media timeout. Good start for ACU, specifically Rich Smith already with 6. 9-2, ACU at home. Let's show you our keys to the game, brought to you by the Texas Ford dealers. For CBU, don't mess with Texas, and less drama than Saturday night.
Well, yeah, let's start with the drama.
Yeah.
You have a 12-point lead, 14-point lead, and then you play to win, but they were playing to keep from losing, so they had a little drama.
Yeah, Southern Utah nearly came back. They had a 3-pointer in the air that would have tied it. Last time they were in Texas, they had 19 turnovers on average, and they lost both games to UTA and Tarleton. For ACU, one and done. Box out,
Which
California
we've already
Baptist.
said, yeah, you cannot allow them to have second and third shots. They're too tall.
And don't get dominated. Get it? Yeah, play on word, yeah. My plays on words have intermissions. Yeah, here's a drive by Daniels. Can't get it to go. And Vincent ahead to Rich Smith. And good defense in transition by Jaden Jackson. So far, it largely is one and done. And Hubbard can't get the 3 to go. Save? No, not save. Tip out by Horniker gave Yanni Rivera a chance, but he couldn't haul it in.
There have been some fantastic plays above the rim already. I mean, 3 possessions where the battle's going on above the rim. They don't get any smaller when they substitute California.
Here comes Daniels, 5'10", but plays more like 6'10". Massive dunk in the first half against Southern Utah last Saturday at home. Isaac Dye is in the game, up the top of your screen, number 24 for Abilene Christian. Brady Hennig, the big man. Hands off to Martell Williams. Spin move, left-hand shot.
Wow.
Martell Williams.
Very athletic move, great, really fantastic footwork.
Oh, and it's another pocket pass, and that's the big fella, Horniker.
Got to keep shooting those. they're going to play off of him. That's going to be there for him.
Got a good mid-range game, and there's that one short, but Daniels gets his own miss. Now he's just stuffing the stat sheet. Offensive rebound and a stick back. That's the concern.
Yeah, that's
Brett Tanner.
Huge concern.
Hubbard driving on the Italian Rene D'Amelio. Turnaround. And D'Amelio says arrivederci. Here come the Lancers. They can tie it or get within one. Williams with a shot fake. Yes, and one.
Wow.
Rick Croy talks about not just Martell Williams' ability, but his leadership continues to grow.
Now watch him take this ball all the way to the hole. He finds a gap. He's challenged, and he's tough enough to finish. He and Daniels, they can finish at the basket, and they're not the biggest guys in the world.
So this to cap off, or not cap off, but to extend a run, make it 7 in a row for the Lancers. Nope, and the rebound goes off of, they're going to say off of ACU, and Mashai Hill couldn't bring the rebound in. So just looking at it already, 4 offensive rebounds for CBU.
Yeah, I might have to get a timeout if I'm Coach Tanner. No, that's inexcusable. If you don't do anything else, you need to block out.
Williams feeling it, but patient. Hennig to Daniels, scoop, He's got all the moves, all the spins with his body and with the ball, and California Baptist has its first lead. It's an 8-0 run, and again coming off an offensive rebound. This is Mashai Hill, one dribble, uses his body and finishes. The junior from Austin.
Well, it's obvious that ACU is going to do the one screen and roll. They're doubling, I guess they're going to double the point guard or whoever comes off the top of the screen. But that's been there for Horniker and now for Shai Hill.
D'Amelio banks it in. He's just kind of mid-sized at 6'8".
Yeah.
That's how big they are.
Well, they're taking the ball. They're showing numbers down on the offensive end. ACU's doing the same thing, like right there. When I say show numbers, I'm saying you post up, get your elbows up, and then we can see your number.
Brady Hennig called for the personal foul. And CBU's made its last 4. This is Rich Smith and Mashai Hill shielding Hennig, who's a little bit taller. Rivera back in the game, finds Vinzant. And Hill can't contain it. So that's the second time that Hill has been unable to kind of gather the ball in, once on a rebound and once on an offensive catch.
But I'm seeing something out of ACU that I haven't seen in a couple of years. They're looking for their posts. They're looking for their bigs. They're letting some guys play with their back to the basket, and they're looking for that tonight.
Daniels 2 of 5 tonight. This is the German, Mueller. Jordan Mueller extends California Baptist run. Now, they were down 9-2. This is a 13-2 spurt. Smith for 2. Oh, he can't miss.
Wow.
I mean, he's 4 of 4 tonight. He's got 8 points.
4 of 4, that's 4 games out of he's taken 4 games to do 4 of 4.
Here's a 3 from D'Amelio that's wildly off the mark, and Smith has his second rebound. And airmails one into the corner. For ACU, that's their second turnover. Yeah, Rick Croy, didn't really want to hear my concession trying to say, hey, Coach, 3 straight. No. Said, no, we played poorly. They talked about their schedule, playing BYU among others, and Colorado. Said, we prepared for that start to the season. We just didn't get it done.
But they beat Oregon State.
They did beat Oregon State. Yep. They started out the season 7-0. And Brett Tanner's team had a good non-conference season as well. They were 8-5.
Here comes the middle screen.
Hennig goes to the basket. Mueller into the corner. This is D'Amelio, and that's a foul on Hubbard, and that's the second foul on Braden Hubbard.
You
got to see if he comes out.
You got to be prepared for that if you're Braden. You've got to take the baseline away. You want to make a reverse pivot into the middle of the paint where there's traffic. Watch him swing the ball. Now he's going to take him off the dribble, and that's the baseline. You've got to cut the baseline off, turn him back into the middle where you've got help.
California Baptist down 9-2 early, and now up a couple. How about the defensive look for ACU here? Mueller, second three. And
Wow.
it's 18-13. This is not a great, prolific three-point shooting team, but Mueller tonight has a couple.
Yeah, I was going to mention that they shoot 42%, and I think they've shot the ball lights out already.
Rivera from the left elbow. The turnaround short. And the rebound is secured by Devin Malcolm of CBU. Smith knocks it out of bounds, and it's going to be CBU all ball when we come back. Lancers heating up here and leading it by 5.
Welcome back to Moody Coliseum. 11:27 left in the first quarter. The Lancers lead it 18-13 over the Wildcats, and Dominique Daniels Jr. enters tonight's game second in the WAC in scoring with 21.4 points per game, but has also recorded 10 assists, leading to 31 points from his teammates in conference play. Those 31 points plus the 107 scored by Daniels himself accounts for 41.2% of the Lancers' total conference scoring. He was named the preseason conference player of the year for a reason and has backed it up and proved to be invaluable to his team. Guys, back to you.
Got a chance for 3,000 career points, and how about this catch and in one motion bank in.
That's tremendous body control, good weight room. But there's nothing to rebound for the Wildcats. There's no transition. They're being out-rebounded 10-4.
Smith to Horniker. He can make that little mid-range shot. And Cade Horniker with his second bucket of the night, 20-15.
And he's been a real uplifting presence for the Cats in the last, 3 weeks or so. He's come alive. He's scoring points in the paint. He's hit some threes.
He has. He had a double-double against Tarleton State in a win in Stephenville 1 week ago tonight. Had 11 points in a loss at UT Arlington. Here's a kicked ball by Rivera that's going to reset the shot clock to 20.
You know, when you run the high screen and roll, and then if you're the defense, you come out and you try to double that high screen. That guy going to the basket, the screener, he's gotten open a lot quicker tonight. The help hadn't been there.
Rick Croy has a really balanced roster in terms of age. He's got a couple of proven seniors and some really talented freshmen like Mueller. This is a transfer. Malcolm Devin, who's going to catch it himself and throw it down. And that's going to go as another offensive rebound. They've got 5 of them already, and that was the #1 concern for Brett Tanner tonight. Smith loses the ball, goes to the floor, and the hell ball is going to go Abilene Christian's way. How about this? It's almost like a horseplay, like Globetrotters.
Wow, that's got to have about like a 40-inch vertical.
Malcolm in the middle.
Yeah.
All right, so halfway through the first half, and California Baptist has flipped a 7-point deficit into a 7-point lead. Horniker in his second season at Abilene Christian, redshirted at Southern Illinois from Amarillo. Zy Wright, transfer in this year, and that's a dribble off the leg, and we may have another hell ball. We do. It's the third one of the first half, and this one's going to give the ball to the Lancers.
Now, if you're California Baptist, you have to be tremendously excited about what you're seeing, the effort, the floor burn. The 3 losses really woke them up. They have really come alive. They're shooting the ball well. Statistically, you wouldn't think that they would, but you know, even a bad shooting team has a good shooting night.
And when they are missing, they're sticking it back in. Tylen Lewis, the freshman, guards the 5th-year senior Dominic Daniels. Mueller catch and shoot for 3, made his first 2, and he banks that one in. From the banks of the Danube in Neu-Ulm, Germany. Jordan Mueller with 3 threes, and it's a 10-point lead for the Lancers.
Now this right here is what we've not seen a great deal of from the Wildcats tonight. They've stretched the defense and brought them out to the high.
And Yanni Rivera throws it away.
And brought them out past top of the key, trying to create passing lanes to get in there and draw attention to themselves.
And here's Mueller.
You know, that's not even a good horse shot.
Well, it found the bottom of the net eventually. Here's Daniels working on Lewis, and good. What are they going to get? Is it Horniker or Lewis they get for the foul? They get Horniker, the 7-footer.
Okay, now they're going to have to pick them up a lot further out than what they've been picking them up. He's getting ahead of steam and going downhill. He's not running into any screens. They're not even trying to screen for him right now.
Rick Croy saw his team, which has shot free throws well this year, really struggle at home from the line Saturday. They were just 11 of 19. And Dominic Daniels himself missed some late free throws that kept the door open for Southern Utah. But, the Lancers got it done 58-55.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they were picked to win the league.
They
anyway.
were preseason picked to win the conference.
They look like it tonight.
And Daniels gets both to go. He's got 8 already. He was 7 for 28 from the floor Saturday night. Brett Tanner would take that tonight. Even though he had 20 points, he was on 28 shots tonight, much more efficient. Into the corner, Vinzant for 3. They desperately need it, and they got it from the 5th-year senior.
Yeah, they're running a little more of the screen action, just a lot of rolling right now, trying to find a lane.
Both teams shooting a high percentage, but 6 more attempts for CBU because of the offensive rebounds.
And they're not afraid to take that shot from about 30 feet.
Malcolm not afraid to take that shot. Second slam of the first half.
That's impressive. They're just taking the Wildcats off the dribble.
And this is Horniker. Can't get it to go. Tips it out to Isaac Dye. Into the corner for Christian Alston. Spin move along the baseline. Blocked. And D'Amelio comes out of there with a rebound. California Baptist dominating.
Ever since the first time out when they were down, what did they score, 27 points?
D'Amelio, yes. And a timeout. Brett Tanner seen enough. 31-18. And ACU, which had that early lead, now struggling to get stops. California Baptist smoking tonight in Texas. Abilene Christian at home, trailing by a baker's dozen to California Baptist, 31-18. How about Braden Hubbard and Rich Smith, the 2 seniors for Abilene Christian, what they've done now in WAC play?
A two-headed monster, and we can talk all day about Rich Smith, how he's improved to 16.5 points per game. He wasn't on the scouting report, now he is. Hubbard, he's just solid.
He is on the scouting report, and he's still getting it done.
Yeah, he is for sure.
Hubbard back in the game with 2 fouls, and Joseph Scott in the game at the 5 spot. Hubbard working his way in on Malcolm. Spin. No, but he's fouled, and Hubbard, without a field goal in 4 tries, will go to the line for the second time.
You know, the Wildcats, ACU tried to run the weave, and they were looking for switches, trying to find the right switch. It really didn't make any difference who switched on who. With California Baptist, they were able to defend it. Now we go into a timeout. We come down now. We clear a side out for Hubbard. You've got to go to your stars and get back in the game. Stop the bleeding.
And Rick Croy, he knows what Braden Hubbard can do. And so he goes 2 of 4 at the line, and ball popcorns around, and CBU able to secure it. So it's 13-6, the rebounding advantage for the Lancers, as Daniel surveys the defense and goes to work. Mueller working on Hubbard, who's got the 2 fouls. Martell Williams back in for CBU.
This may be the longest I've seen them go deep in the shot clock.
Williams on Alston. No, but a foul called, and to the line will go Martell Williams.
You need, if you're ACU, you need more trips like that. You need more defensive trips like that. They're getting close to stops, but they haven't played what they give up, 80 to
Tarleton State, 82 to UTA.
Yeah, the defense hadn't been there.
Williams at the line for 2. This is not a team that gets a lot of assists, California Baptist, largely because of what you've just said, their ability to take you off the dribble, but already 6 assists tonight for CBU.
Well, yeah, they're finding lanes, but they're also creating their own lanes. They're strong.
And a couple of times they've assisted themselves, guys after their own misses.
With that
they've
40-inch
gotten it in.
vertical. Yeah, that 40-inch vertical.
Largest lead of the game for California Baptist. They've beaten ACU 4 out of 7 times. Smith to Hubbard, fakes the 3, and goes into the paint. No, Malcolm the rebound. And ACU's the team that's one and done.
Yeah. Right there, all the way to the hole. No
and there's another offensive board, but they're going to get a foul call against CBU.
They're not stopping and popping. They're not trying to take you off the bounce. You know what I'm saying? They're not stopping to shoot the jump shot. They're going all the way to the hole. And they're shooting tough shots, but they're getting a second rebound. 20 points in the paint.
20 out of their 33, and 4 of the other points coming at the free throw line. So Rick Croy likes what he sees so far, and coaching up the 19-year-old freshman, Jordan Mueller.
Well, they're playing like a conference champion.
Smith to Joseph Scott. Jump stop. Oh, and going to draw a foul. That's the 5th foul of the half against CBU. Each team has been called for 5.
It's a good call.
Scott's bouncy, got the hops. They get Hennig, Brady Hennig, with personal. That's his 2nd.
Scott can awkwardly score. He's not a traditional scorer.
Hubbard's going to come out with the 2 fouls. Zy Wright is in, and Hennig will leave with his 2 fouls. And Jonathan Greiman back in. ACU trying to weather this first half storm from CBU.
Free throws have been the downfall of the Wildcats.
And they're just 4 of 7, or 4 of 6. Beg your pardon, 3 of 6 tonight.
They're going to need everything they can get back into this game. California's playing lights out.
2 teams had never met before ACU joined the WAC. Met once in the conference tournament. Williams catch and shoot 3. Yes! They're 4 of 5 from 3. They average 6 made threes a game. They've got 4 already.
That's devastating. But
Smith trying to take matter in his own hands. Bounces it off the tootsies of Ndong.
But you watch California Baptist, CBU, they're sagging. It's like they're packing it in. And you can get in and get that shot, but they're daring you to take it because they're thinking the Wildcats are going to pass the ball and run a little more offense.
And they trust their bigs to defend at the rim.
No doubt about that.
How about these 2 point guards, Rich Smith and Dominic Daniels? They do it in different ways, both outstanding. 6 on the shot clock for number 7. Smith will try to beat the buzzer again. This time can't do it. And saved in bounds by Ndong. ACU now shooting under 50%. They've missed their last 4. And Horniker, the big fella, is going to come into the next whistle.
ACU needs to get in there, and they need some 2 and 3 shot possessions. Like you said, they're 1 and done right now.
Martell Williams on Vincent. Turnaround, no. And ACU is able to secure that rebound. And a rare stop for the Wildcats. 5 minutes to play in the first half. California Baptist trying to even their conference mark at 3 and 3. Underneath Scott on the feed from Smith. 8 points and 5 assists for Rich Smith.
They've gotten back to what they did the first 3 or 4 possessions, and when they were trading baskets. But you know what? I've said over there with Brett before, there's not much you can do when a kid raises up and shoots a 3 and you're in his face. It's devastating.
It's the offensive rebounding that I think is going to drive Tanner crazy. Oh, it's a loose ball. Jackson fakes the 3 and will have the easy 2. Only 3 turnovers for California Baptist. Don't mess with Texas. They're not littering tonight. They're hanging on to it.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Just excellent shooting, just great shooting. I mean, I'm at a loss for words.
Well, they're not making exceptionally tough shots. They're getting the ones they want. Smith, no, but he draws the foul. not to diminish what they're doing,
Oh, yeah.
but they're doing the hard work in getting the shot, then finishing. Smith with 2 free throws for Abilene Christian. When we come back, his team down big.
The cheers from the crowd energize our team and push them on to victory. Whether it's the pre-game excitement of tailgating or the post-game euphoria of winning celebrations, United Supermarkets always brings an A-game to your party. From kickoff to tip-off and the final buzzer to the last out, United Supermarkets is proud to be the official sponsor of Abilene Christian University.
For 100 years, Hendrick Health has been the regional leader in healthcare, combining medicine, ministry, and research, providing high-quality healthcare for every patient in West Central Texas, expressing our mission through service consistent with the healing ministry of Jesus Christ, advancing medicine and healthcare through clinical research. In 1924, Hendrick Health was founded by pioneering West Texans who believed in caring for each other. That legacy lives on today, together for better health.
After 23 seasons as a professional playing and working in baseball, leadership in sports are things I deal with every day. I feel like I have my master's in baseball field experience, but I wanted the formal degree to go along with it. I needed something flexible with my schedule, and I wanted a school that shared my faith and values. That's why ACU's Master's in Sports Leadership was the right fit for me.
Pursue your undergraduate or graduate degree online at Abilene Christian University.
California Baptist, just one game this week. They've got Saturday off, so just this one trip to Texas, and then they'll head back home, and their first third of the conference season will end. Dominic Daniels, how about this guy? 356 total points scored, which does lead the WAC. Averaging 21 points per game, second in conference play, only to Dior Johnson of Tarleton State. Rich Smith, 8 points, 2 free throws here. There's Dominic Daniels. He was at San Bernardino Valley College, scored close to 1,500 points there. Got a chance for 3K in his college career, fifth-year senior.
That's a lot of points. That's a lot of shots made.
Rich Smith played D2 ball at St. Thomas Aquinas, then came to Abilene Christian last year.
Well, Dominic, you mentioned he went 7 of 28. A guy like that's got to keep shooting. I wouldn't care if he went 7 of 38. You know, he's going to do really good things. He sets everybody else up as well.
Tonight he's 3 of 6. And as you saw, getting a bit of a breather. Miles Daniels, no relation, will run the point here for CBU.
Little zone action.
Jaden Jackson to the rim. And again, Ron, this is a team that's shooting at a high percentage in large part because of how close to the basket they are when they shoot it.
Yeah, we talked about that before the game. 40 boards a game. You're either adding to your offensive stats or you're taking something away from the other team if you're averaging 40 in that category. But nearly every shot has been going to the hole, going downhill. And just for instance, that was a zone look. They found a gap, and off they go. And no one stepped over to help.
Jaden Jackson played 4 seasons, or played 3 seasons, redshirted 1 at Northern Arizona. And the Milwaukee native gets both free throws rewarded for that attack of the rim. Rich Smith is on the bench. Yanni Rivera runs the point, and Braden Hubbard. He steps back. This is for 3, off the mark. Rebound, Miles Daniels for CBU. 40-24. Martell Williams in the corner. Backing down Zy Wright. Kicks it out. Greiman. This is Jackson. And another foul on ACU, and I think they're going to get a 1-and-1 chance here. It is indeed a 1-and-1 opportunity.
You know, if you're ACU, if you're going to try to defend what they're trying to do when they take you off the dribble, you probably would want to back up another step or so, because ACU is crowding them. And if you crowd me, I'm going to go by. If I get you on my hip, I'm going to the hole.
1-and-1 chance here for Martell Williams. They're 7 of 8 at the line tonight after just being 11 of 19 last Saturday. Rick Croy says that's more like it.
Well, they're playing like a championship ball club tonight.
42 points with still 3+ minutes to go in the first half. For a team averaging 67 points in conference play. That home cooking has done them right after losing their first 3 games on the road to start conference play. Hubbard doesn't have a field goal yet. Still not. Horniker sticks it up. No. So ACU got the offensive rebound but couldn't get the putback from Horniker.
And that's probably the first time they've had a shot at 2 or 3 rebounds offensively. I don't know what, in the last 12, 15 trips.
All California Baptists since that first media timeout. Jaden Jackson struggling to hang on to the ball but does secure it. Daniels checking out the shot clock. Horniker hedges underneath. And no, but another offensive rebound and a foul drawn. 7th offensive board for the Lancers.
Well, they are drawn to the basket. Watch this right here. Now they all get in there. There's 3 around the basket.
20 to 8, the rebounding advantage for California Baptist.
They deserve
That's the
it.
game.
Oh, that's the single stat right there that's the killer. Or the winner. You know, your confidence grows if you see shots go in. Your confidence grows if you get 2 or 3 attempts nearly every trip down the floor. But they've shot the ball really well, and then when they didn't, they got 2 or 3 more attempts.
Rich Smith back in the game for ACU with the point. Got 10 points. Really the lone bright spot for ACU offensively tonight. Screen from Horniker. To the rim he goes. And again, he'll get free throws as he gets hit hard into the student section. Gets up a little gimpy. Another look here. Horniker set the screen.
Yeah, and then the drive all the way. Now, they started the game doing that right there, and they caught CBU napping. I think if I'm CBU, if to defend ACU, you don't want to let someone get started, so I guess you're going to hug them all the way to the hole. They're not going to give him the assist.
Smith, 2 of 2 at the line tonight. Last year he had 4 games in which he scored in double digits. The most of those was 11. He's got 5 straight games right now with at least 13, and he's working on another. By the way, that's Roger Ayers dribbling the ball and passing it to Rich Smith. 28 years as a college basketball referee. He's worked 7 Final Fours, national title games. First time in Abilene, so now his career is complete. He's been to Abilene.
Yeah. Turn out. Well, now we're going to stretch it a little bit.
Jackson working against just a smidgen of backcourt presence by Abilene Christian.
This is what I'm talking about right here. If you'll back off of them like they are right now, you give yourself a chance to not get driven by. And now CBU's having to execute.
Daniels with a touch pass to Williams, who works his way into the paint. Turnaround, no. Isaac Dye the rebound, outlet to Rivera. Minute and a half to go, and ACU trying to crawl out of a 20-point deficit. This looks a lot like the first half against Utah Tech in the conference opener for ACU, and there's a foul on Williams, which is going to put Yanni Rivera at the line for a 1-and-1.
Refs doing a great job. They're letting them play, but if you get out on an island with a referee and you put 2 hands on a player, they're going to call that every time. You know, now you see what goes on inside the paint. They can't call that every trip. That's like holding in the NFL.
You saw Brett Tanner looking at his play card.
Yeah.
He keeps turning it over to see if there's something else on there that might work.
Well, do I have an 18-point play?
1-and-1, and Rivera can't get it to go. That was a line drive, unusual for Rivera, usually a much better shooter. So nothing really going ACU's way tonight except for Rich Smith. Daniels gets hit and is able to get out of it. Closing in on a minute to go here in the first half. 3 turnovers for CDU tonight.
They're almost perfect.
Mueller bounces it. They're right on cue. And they get a foul called in the open court, and Smith will get a 1-and-1 chance.
That was a good defensive series for the Wildcats right there. They're backing off a little bit.
Horniker created the initial deflection.
You know, at any level, little dribblers even, if you try to hug on, if you're the defensive player and you're trying to hug the offensive player, and when I say hug, I mean you're getting up in their grill. They're going to go by you 90% of the time with it because they feel pressure and they're trying to relieve themselves of that pressure. If you'll back off a little bit, they have to become a basketball player.
ACU has missed the front end of 2 straight 1-and-1 chances. They're now 7 of 12 at the line. Just a nightmare first half for Brett Tanner and company. And against the preseason #1 team in the league that is beginning now to look like it, having won 2 in a row. Mueller's made 3 threes. How about 4? No. Zy Wright goes to get a rebound, and you're going to get a foul over the back on Thomas Ndong, the Oregon State transfer. I think Rick Croy can live with that.
Oh, you took the words right out of my mouth. If I can get a hustle foul, heck, I'll reward that. Look at that.
So here comes a third opportunity for a 1-and-1 for Abilene Christian in a game they trail by 18. They've missed the front end of the first 2. Zy Wright. Well, that was the 10th foul, so there you go. He gets 2. And just inexplicable. These are good free throw shooters missing free throws for ACU.
Some nights I think poor free throw shooting and really good free throw shooting is contagious.
So ACU has missed 6 free throws and missed a chance for 2 others by missing those 1-and-1s. All right, 7-second differential, shot clock, game clock. The ball in the hands of the preseason player of the year, Dominic Daniels. Quickly moving first half here. And CBU trying to make quick work of Abilene Christian.
They've spread the floor. Now watch for the high screen.
Daniels on Smith, no, but it's another offensive rebound. Scott the takeaway. Smith in transition and a foul on Jaden Jackson. Boy, Smith just jacked it up, got it to go, and was desperate for an and 1. And now he is limping. Boy, this is not good for Abilene Christian.
He'll make it to the free throw line. I think they're going to. He's got a little tape around his left knee.
Yeah, nothing serious, he says. Lane Barney is going to give him a little extra time. Two free throws here, double bonus for Rich Smith. He's got 13, so this is 6 straight games with 13 points or more. Tylen Lewis, the freshman, is going to come in for it.
You know, we called a lot of games for ACU last year, and I used to think, boy, if that kid could shoot the ball. Now he's got 13, 14 right there in one half.
He'll come out limping off the court in favor of the freshman. And a timeout taken by Rick Croy. This is the use it or lose it timeout. Of all the things that have gone right for California Baptist, 2 things jump out. The rebounding advantage, 22-11. But for a team that averaged 21 turnovers or 20 turnovers their first 3 conference games, all of which were losses, they've had just 7 and 6 the last 2 games and just 4 tonight against a team, ACU, that last year led the nation in turnovers forced. And is still one of the best in the nation.
I agree. But some of that's exaggerated a little bit because they're shooting the ball so well that there's no turnover, there's no rebounding, there's no transition. You're taking away a lot of things from the Wildcats. California Baptist done a really nice job of shooting the ball.
Shooting an even 50% and ACU down to 41%. Daniels will try to get a shot off to beat the buzzer. Jackson double clutch, no. Or is it a foul?
Yeah, they called it.
It is a foul against ACU at the buzzer. They get Isaac Dye, and maybe just a fitting way for this first half to end. One more look here.
Cross-court
Daniels
pass.
found Jackson, and Dye got up in the air.
Yeah. Good call.
And that's 3 free throws coming. They're going to make sure that he got it off in time. I think that's the video review. If the foul occurred after the time had expired, obviously there'd be no foul.
You know, when you extend your defense like the Wildcats did right there, you've got to make Daniels reverse pivot at least one time. And he straight line dribbles and gets in here and makes like a 45-foot pass to a guy that's wide open. He just fumbled the ball.
So California Baptist got out to that 20-point lead, 44-29. They haven't scored, actually, believe it or not, in the last nearly 2.5 minutes. So let's take one more look here. That's very close.
Yeah.
As to whether or not he got it off.
Yeah.
And whether the foul occurred before or after the time expired. It's a big call because it's a 15-point lead already. Yeah, 3 free throws coming.
After review.
I think they're going to put a little time on the clock.
With 0.3 on the game clock, it'll be 3 shots, and we'll play off of this.
So after the scoring drought, ACU commits that cardinal sin, and it's going to put Jackson at the line to shoot 3 with virtually no time on the clock, just 0.3.
The biggest disappointed team right now will be CBU.
By the way, they may have checked to see if it was a 2 or a 3.
Yeah. But they're going to be disappointed because the half is ending.
Yeah, let's keep it going.
Why are we doing this?
So I think it is just 2 free throws. Jaden Jackson makes both. And only time to catch and jack it up quickly. Isaac Dye, don't know if it would have counted or not, but a 17-point lead and 46 points for California Baptist. They scored 58 in the entire game at home last Saturday night. While we have a moment, down to Roman.
Coach, down at half, what's the message in the locker room?
We got to be tougher, man. I'm really disappointed in Braden right now, man. Like, we had a 9-2 lead, and it was all offensive. We just started taking bad shots, and it's contagious when that happens. And I don't know what caused it, but we've got to figure it out. That's my job at halftime, to make some adjustments.
Hubbard struggled. Rich Smith, a really nice first half. What'd you see from him?
From who?
Rich Smith.
Yeah, I mean, Rich is going to play hard, you know what I mean? But as a team, we got to get better together.
Thanks, Coach. Guys, back to you.
Okay, Roman, a lot to be concerned about from Brett Tanner. California Baptist cruising 46-29. Runaway freight train at the moment.
Whack Thursday night hoops here in the big country, 46-29 going the way of CBU. Well, hey everybody, Ryan Webb and Matthew De La Cruz. Matthew, it's kind of seeming like nothing's going the way of the Wildcats. Look, I wrote it down. Points in the paint, points off turnovers, bench points, and especially down in the paint. The Wildcats, especially defensively, seem like they're just folding over like lawn chairs. What have you been seeing?
Well, they're not just folding over like lawn chairs on defense. They're folding over like lawn chairs on the glass. They cannot block out CBU. 22 rebounds in that first half. 11 points off rebounds. That's second chance points. 8 points off turnovers. Everything that Brett Tanner has been emphasizing all week has not been going their way. But on the Lancers side, this could not have come at a better time. What a great way to cap off the first round of conference play for the Lancers as we take a look at the first half stats.
Yeah, man, these Lancers have been getting electric hot right in the correct moment, and obviously Dominique Daniels doing what he's done all season, the normal stuff for him. Williams dominating as well, but come on now, Braden Hubbard only 2 points. That's not going to work for the Wildcats.
He struggled early, but Rich Smith stepped up with 14 points early, getting shots late in the shot clock. Martell Williams, 13 points. And for the Lancers, is unlikely hero stepping up in big-time ways. 17 points off the bench. What a first half from the entire team, top to bottom from CBU. What a first half performance we've seen, not only offensively, but also defensively. ACU, 0 field goals in the last 5 minutes of that first half. What a stat, Zion.
Yeah, it's been big time, especially let's talk about the three-point percentage for the Lancers. They've been dominating that way, and for me, it's always obvious. I'm never going to step and look at a nickel or step over a dollar looking for a nickel, you know what I'm saying? So for ACU, I'm expecting them to shoot a couple more threes because it's been going well for the Lancers.
I'm not going to lie, I don't think I've ever heard that one before, Zion, but the Lancers don't shoot that many threes, but tonight they are on fire, 67% as we take a look at the first half highlights. CBU taking advantage of ACU's pack line defense, one dribble to the basket. What a move there. What a CBU offensive masterclass, getting shots early in the shot clock. I've been impressed with CBU. ACU moving forward, in order to be successful, they gotta block out. Take care of possessions, make every opportunity matter. Shots won't fall the first time. You can't be accountable for that, but you can be accountable for what you do after the first shot. Get that rebound, get some second chance points, control the game. They're being outmanned right now.
Yeah, it's been a big time performance from California Baptist. They're doing all the things right, like we said earlier. Matthew, you got to give me one more thing, one thing for each team to continue to dominate here in this second half.
ACU is known for points off turnovers. They average 17 points off turnovers this season. Tonight, they only have 4. CBU, on the other hand, they're doing what they are known for. CBU, keep pounding the glass, keep getting those second chance points. ACU, step up the intensity, get some points off turnovers, get some fast break opportunities because the half court isn't working.
Yeah, I bet that intensity is what Brett Tanner is talking about as well. But hey, that's it for us here at the desk. Don't go too far. We'll catch you post-game after a second half of Big Country Hoops.
Back here in the big country of West Texas, Abilene Christian looking for a third trip to the NCAA tournament. CBU trying to make it for the first time. Take a look at halftime adjustments. CBU points in the paint, 22-10. You heard the guys at the desk talking about that. Abilene Christian, they've gone 10 of 16 to the free throw line. 2 of those were missed front ends of 1-and-1s, and then protect the paint with California Baptist out rebounding ACU 22-11. All right, getting ready for the second half here. And down here courtside, Grant Boone and Ron Holmes. And Ron, if you're Brett Tanner, what are you saying to your team there at the break?
Well, he challenged him. You know that he has. Basketball is a game played without a ball in your hands most of the night. You're going to have to get down and dirty and stop giving up so many rebounds. You're going to have to create things without a ball in your hand. And that's effort.
And for Rick Croy, no adjustments, right? Keep doing what you're doing.
I just encourage him to attack so that you don't bring any more of that drama that he went through and have California dreaming.
True. That's, you go back to last Saturday night. It was a 12-point lead with 3 minutes to go against Southern Utah before the Thunderbirds cut it to a one-possession game and had a three-pointer in the air that would have tied it. But it doesn't look like there's any drama tonight, as CBU has dominated this first half and now looks to finish this off. And for CBU, which is 0-3 on the road in conference play, a big chance tonight in the ACU student section trying to lift the Wildcats. First game for ACU with the students back in class.
You know, it's got to be intangibles if you're ACU. It's got to be intangibles with you've got to create your own atmosphere. You've got to make it to where they want to come out of the dorm room or leave their apartment.
Yeah.
Now, if you're CBU, you want to take that away from them, which this is exactly what they've done. We'll see if they can continue. They, being CBU, can continue to do that. They have sucked the life out of this place.
Yeah, and it's a lot like that first game of conference play in which ACU trailed Utah Tech 40-24 and went on to lose by 15. ACU gets first chance here in the second half. Rich Smith cross court to Joseph Vincent, and that runner won't go, and Martell Williams secures the rebound. Empty possession, first chance for ACU.
Good start, though. They were going north-south and downhill.
Neither team has made a field goal since the 4-minute mark of the first half until that one. Thomas Ndong.
That's disappointing if you're Brett Tanner to take one dribble and go all the way.
A continuation of the first half. Here's Cade Horniker. He's denied. And the ball is saved inbounds. Diving play by Jaden Jackson. You said CBU didn't want a halftime here because they wanted to keep things going. They've continued it. Braden Hubbard gets the wild miss from Daniels. ACU down 19. Rivera, quick three. Horniker had his hands on it, and Dong will secure it. They can get their largest lead of the night with points here. Williams with a left hand. No, and Hubbard the rebound. 0 for 7 for Braden Hubbard, the Wildcats' leading scorer. His points only coming at the free throw line, 2 of 4.
They are very aggressive, going all the way to the hole with it. I'm impressed with the way they can take you off the dribble. They're strong players, quick players.
How about what Brett Tanner told Roman Raffelli, concerned about Hubbard's shot selection in the first half? Desperate. No, he's 0 for 8 from the floor.
You got to keep shooting, though. I mean, Johnson or Daniels was 7 of 28. Hubbard's going to have to, if he can get to 28 shots, it'll help.
This is terrific defense by CBU. Abilene Christian shooting 35%. Another offensive rebound for the Lancers. Daniels the step back three and an air ball. Would have been a shot clock violation. Wildcat ball either way. ACU desperate for a bucket. A lob for Horniker, no. Gets his own loose ball and it's knocked out of his hands. It's that kind of a night. And Horniker showing the frustration.
It's one thing for Horniker to get in there, but he's got to be strong with the hands.
And a foul and a reach around by Smith, guarding Greiman, the near 7-footer.
Yeah, the 7 foot, the 6'10", 6'11", the size is bothering ACU. They're getting down there and playing with their back to the basket. They're showing numbers. They're feeding them the ball, and good things are happening. You have to go back down and help on the bigs, which sets up the jump shot. And they've been knocking the bottom out of it.
ACU's 0 for 6 in the second half, and they haven't made a field goal since the 5-minute mark of the first half. Daniels can't get it to go. Rebound, Vinzant. Cross-court, Hubbard. To the basket he goes. Blocking foul on D'Amelio.
Good call. We don't see that call too often.
It was almost an automatic charge 3 years ago.
Yeah, last 2 or 3 years, that's been an automatic charge.
Smith throws it into Mashai Hill, and he can't secure it. And it's going to be a turnover. Jump ball, possession arrow favors California Baptist. ACU looks lost.
Yeah. Well,
on both ends of the floor, and you don't say that very often. Rick Croy and his team have been exceptional tonight. They're the reason ACU's
absolutely
playing at this level.
But CBU looks found if they're lost. That really excellent basketball.
Jackson. ACU switches. Brady Hennig, the big man. Hand off to Daniels and throws it away. Just a 5th turnover of the game, and Smith goes up. Yes, they're going to need the circus tonight. All 3 rings for Rich Smith.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say he does not need to stop and pop. He needs to go all the way to the hole. You got to make the referee make the call. You got to have some 3-point plays. You got to have some enthusiasm, something to breathe life. Now, California Baptist, that's one of the few possessions where they chased instead of being in front. If you spend the night chasing the ball, you're going to get beat. But you have no opportunity because you've got to be between he and the basket.
16 points for Rich Smith. No one else for ACU has more than 4. And another missed free throw, but an offensive rebound for Joseph Scott. And he'll get the give back from Smith. Can't get it to go. And it's another opportunity. Hubbard for 3. First bucket of the night. It's a long 2. And so giving CBU some of its own medicine with a second chance bucket. Their first second chance bucket of the night.
Okay, now notice how they've sagged. They're packing it in. This should cut down on the efficiency of CBU.
Hennig working on Scott. Yeah, strong with the left hand.
Very strong.
Hennig with his first points. The lead is back to 17. They've hit half 100. And there's a foul on Daniels and a media timeout.
Go ahead. I'll come back after timeout and tell you what I was going to say.
I can't wait.
Oh, it's prolific.
California Baptist in control tonight here in Abilene.
I bring toughness every day. Off the court, you deserve a team that's bigger, better, and tougher.
The same toughness and resilience that Braden and the Wildcats show on the court is the same we bring to every trial at Keith and Morphin. In the courtroom, there's only one way we play: bigger, better, tougher.
With CBU leading Abilene Christian 50-33. The story of the night for ACU, Ron, rich man, poor men. Take a look at Rich Smith, 5 of 6 from the floor. Everyone else 6 of 25.
And yet you're only down 17. He's playing a great game. Right here, got to go all the way.
Hubbard made the bucket earlier, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2 here.
Now, there's always a path to victory. I don't care if you're down 17 or if you're down 170. There's a path to victory. Going all the way to the hole is what the Wildcats have to do. You have to get in there and you have to convert. You have to score, but you have to make the referee call the foul. Now, you can win the game by attrition by them fouling out. If you're California Baptist, do the same thing. Stop! Don't fall in love with the jump shot. Go all the way to the hole.
Braden Hubbard, a good free throw shooter, is 2 of 5 tonight. Just 3 of 6 now, and the Wildcats are 11 of 19. And on a night when they need every point they can get, they've left a lot at the stripe. Daniels is out of the game. This is Mueller, the freshman from Germany. Trying to add to this Lancer lead.
Now watch Hubbard. Hubbard's doing a great job. You may think that he needs to be on him, pressure him. You need to stay off of him. Don't let him do this right here. There you go.
Mueller under the basket. No, tipped up. No, they're going to say basket interference, I believe.
I think they're going to review it.
Rick Coy may want to challenge there.
Yeah.
Can't touch it if it's in the cylinder. Let's watch. It's going to be hard from this angle to tell. It looked like it was still on the rim.
Yeah.
So no basket.
No challenge.
And ACU, which is desperate with Rich Smith running the point here, desperate for a run.
Yes.
Something like a 6-8 nothing run. Smith finds Hubbard at the three-point line. Trying to bull his way in and has it ripped out of his hands, Devin Malcolm. Zy Wright back to defend. Running shot, no good, but a foul on Wright. And again, one of the big stories of the night for California Baptist, could they protect the ball? And the answer is yes. 5 turnovers in 25 minutes of play, and it's ACU that actually has turned it over more.
Yeah, that's almost a perfect game if you only have 5 turnovers, and we're deep into the second half.
Both teams shooting 2 of 8 from the floor in the second half. This is the first free throw attempt of the half for CBU, and it's Devin Malcolm. 63% for the season, and that's just their second miss of the night at the line. Grime and the Venezuelan back in.
I want to say that was a pretty good foul, but you don't want to foul when they're going up to shoot when you're not in a 1-on-1 yet.
1 of 2 for Devin Malcolm, who's been dazzling at the dish tonight with a couple of dunks. 17-point lead. Hubbard hasn't made a 3 tonight, still hasn't. Joseph Scott, his second offensive rebound of the second half. A handoff to Wright in the right corner. Hubbard cross court. Benzant has ACU's only 3 of the game. Hubbard will try to get the second one. No.
Yeah,
he's 1 of 11 from the floor tonight. Worst game of his ACU career shooting-wise so far.
They need some perimeter help, some perimeter scoring.
Williams in on Scott. Some contact. No whistle, but a bucket.
Well, they're spending their night, the Wildcats are spending their night chasing the ball. CBU, on the other hand.
Zy Wright for 3. Yes.
Yeah, CBU's just offensively very aggressive, rewarding themselves with the made 3.
They go in with Scott, and he kicks it out for the 3 from Wright. A couple of newcomers for Brett Tanner. Williams will try to answer, and does. The friendly roll in enemy territory, and Williams has 18.
Shooter's rim, huh?
18 to lead CBU tonight. Smith for 2, and even he's missing now. Just his second miss of the night. All CBU. Trying to win in Abilene for the second time. They swept the season series last year.
Yeah, they're just shooting lights out, and everything they do is working right here.
Williams shuffles to Greiman. 6 on the shot clock. Williams feeling it. Left hands it up there. No, but a foul. Well, you heard what I said earlier, perhaps in the first half. It's not just the production from Martell Williams. Rick Croy loves how in his second season here he's grown in his leadership skills, and I think we're seeing some of that tonight.
Well, it's knowing when to shoot. It's knowing when to drive. It's knowing when to pass. That second season.
Had a chance to leave, opted to stay, and Rick Croy said he stayed for the right reasons.
That's a rare thing in college basketball these days, loyalty.
20-point lead, matching the largest of the night. ACU lost its conference opener to Utah Tech, beat Utah Valley, then beat Tarleton State on the road. Utah Valley here, Tarleton State on the road, but now in danger of dropping a second straight to fall to 2 and 3, and CBU chance to even up their conference mark with a 3rd straight WAC win.
Hubbard's going to need some help to pass the ball. He's not a real one-on-one player.
And he loses it there, trying to create something. 7th turnover. Mueller, no. And Smith is the one who knocked it away. Out of bounds, they say, off CBU. And who's going to argue with Roger Ayers?
A lot of quick hands. A lot of quick hands.
Looked like Ndong was going to get the offensive rebound, but Smith went and whacked it away. They're going to maybe challenge this. Got a media timeout. California Baptist looking very much like the preseason #1 in the WAC. They lead on the road by 21.
Back to Moody Coliseum. The Lancers leading the Wildcats 58-37, and since the start of WAC play, senior guard Rich Smith has exploded for the Wildcats. He entered tonight's game leading the conference in field goal percentage at 66.7% and leads the WAC in assists with 24, moving him into the all-time ACU top 10 list with 176 in his career. He's proven to be the do-it-all guard that head coach Brett Tanner needs, adding 16.5 points per game over his last 4. Guys, over to you.
He's got 16 tonight. They've overruled the call. The coach's challenge this year. Here's Jaden Jackson, denied by Wright, but a foul call on Zy Wright. Brett Tanner thought he had gone straight up.
Well, it looked like he did. He might have challenged him with the body.
So free throws coming here for Jaden Jackson. It's a team that last year went 9-7 in conference play, was 3rd place in the league. And
you know, I really think California Baptist, I really think that they win this one tonight. They get to go home.
No game Saturday.
And they get to restart, regenerate.
And 2 games at home after that.
Yeah, and now we're off and running for CBU.
This was the game.
Yes.
And it's the game that Brett Tanner was dreading because his team has to get on a plane tomorrow and go to Cedar City, Utah to play Southern Utah. Smith to the rim, cut off, and the pass to the corner. And Zy Wright gets knocked to the floor by Martell Williams. And he's a little gimpy.
Yeah. Once again, though, Rich Smith takes it all the way to the hole, but who's there to greet him? 6'11".
Yeah.
And that's just tough. Makes a good pass.
Now, what is this? Just a video review. Roger Ayers is
got a video
asking
review
just to see if there was some type of a flagrant foul, perhaps. CBU dominating tonight here in West Texas. Well, that score suggests how dominant the performance has been tonight for California Baptist. And, Coach, as you look at pretty much every category, you see why this is such a big lead for the Lancers.
I think a lot of it has to do with the way they play off the ball.
Yanni Rivera, a basket in the paint.
If
he missed.
Go ahead. If you average 40 rebounds a game, you're doing a lot of things without a ball in your hand.
31-19, the rebounding advantage for CBU. Mueller a lob and a throwdown from Greiman.
that's chemistry.
30-14 points in the paint in favor of CBU.
Yeah, we don't draw that up. We just let the kids play.
Smith finds Horniker, and again denied, but he will get free throws here. So one more look here at some of the numbers. Total rebounds, bench points. Martell Williams has been the best player on the court tonight.
Yeah, and Dominic's not having to be the star of the game, player of the week.
Yeah, Rich Smith is giving Martell Williams a run for his money for player of the game. Smith tonight, 16 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Horniker gets the first free throw to drop. ACU playing without Sebo Newton tonight, their starting 2-guard. Family reasons, they hope to have him back Saturday night when they go play Southern Utah in Cedar City. ACU's getting to the free throw line plenty, just not making very many of them. 13 of 21 at the line tonight.
And we talked about that earlier. Attrition is one of the ways as a path to victory, making them foul. But you have to challenge it.
Williams on Isaac Dye, turnaround, no. Offensive rebound, Dong, and ACU comes out of there with it. Smith to the hoop with a left hand. 18 for Smith.
Aren't a lot of players in the WAC can go 94 feet like that.
ACU's going to need a lot more where that came from on this end of the floor to have any kind of a prayer tonight. Down 19 still with only about 10 minutes to go. Wide open Williams, yes. 23 for Martell Williams.
Martell stepped into that so beautiful. They work the ball. They flip it across the top. They come back across. And there he is. He steps into the shot. It's going to go every time.
Horniger with a handoff to Rivera. Hubbard with only one field goal tonight, and denied that time by Greiman.
Hubbard's really trying to, he might be overexerting himself a little bit, like he's trying to take him off the dribble every time. He's not the kind of guard. He's a mid-range guy.
0 for 5 from 3. 1 for 7 from inside the arc, and just 3 of 6 at the line. Williams has a career high already, won't get it on this possession. 1 on 3, that's what it feels like with Smith, and unable to finish. Here come the Lancers with Mueller. 3 threes tonight for Mueller. More than ACU has as a team.
Now they're going to milk the clock a little bit. They're going to stretch ACU's defense. They're very well coached.
This is Ndong. Yes.
Wow.
6'10", over 7 feet. And it's the largest lead of the night.
From point blank range, I might add.
Isaac Dye, good 3-point shooter. Hubbard doesn't want to settle for the threes. Finds a cutting Smith. No, but a whistle and a foul with 8:50 to go.
Yeah. Braden again trying to do a lot, and he almost got the assist.
One more look here is Hubbard into your screen. And Roger Ayers dries off the ball. Maybe that's been ACU's problem with the free throw. Slippery basketball.
Yeah.
Boy, Rick Croy's got to be encouraged. I love the no excuses.
Yeah.
And as encouraged as he is, Brett Tanner, you can see the look on his face. No answers tonight for CBU. Rich Smith, yep. Career high of 22, which, by the way, came in a game very much like tonight. It was against Utah Tech in the first conference game of the season. ACU trailed by 20 to 25 points most of the second half before cutting it down to 15 at the end of the game. Not much help for Rich Smith tonight.
No, not really. We're getting to that time in the season when we get into the conference play. When we turn the first corner, we start looking at scoreboards.
Well, you're playing everybody 3 times, and this is going to be the first go-round for CBU. And they're going to get out of it 3-3 after starting 0-3. And they'll have Saturday off. They'll have only one more trip to Texas. That's a 1-game week for them as well at UT Arlington. And then a whole bunch of home games and a lot of short plane trips to Utah after January for CBU. So things looking up for the Lancers. Daniels back in the game, single-digit point total for him. Joseph Scott creates a turnover. There haven't been many of those tonight. Hubbard to the rim and can't get it to go with the left hand. And a travel on Devin Malcolm. Just the 7th turnover, even with these 2 for CBU.
Yeah, that's amazing. As many possessions that they've had tonight with the ball, they only have 7 turnovers. And then Coach Croy comes he comes flying out of there and chewing him out for making the bad pass.
Not much for these guys to cheer for tonight, that ACU student section. And ACU won't be home for a while. Here's Joseph Scott, catch and a finish. Scott with his 2nd field goal.
Good give and go.
ACU's playing just 1 game next week. That's at Tarleton State.
You know, the offense tonight for the Wildcats has been disjointed. They haven't put together 2 or 3 trips in a row.
Oh, and that's Vinzant diving on the floor with his team down by 20. could create another takeaway. Here's another look.
Reaches, there you go. And then driving on the floor. That's culture. But that's culture for both schools.
And they're going to mop up the moisture. And that's what Joseph Vinzant does.
Yes.
Brett Tanner's talked about it. He came here last year, 3 seasons, played at Liberty, Conference USA, and then came to Abilene Christian, a couple hours from home in Midland, Texas.
Semi-local after having played at Midland.
Played just 8 games last year. Smith, another nifty finish. He's 7 of 10 from the floor.
Yeah, he's carrying the team. He's taking everybody off the dribble. He's not stopping and popping. Now, the times that he does stop and pop is when the clock got down about inside of 5 seconds, shot clock.
Martell Williams with 23. Rich Smith with 22, each having matched their career highs. Jackson underneath for Hennig. And Brady Hennig with the left hand.
That is so impressive, the way they pass from post to post.
34-20, points in the paint. Hubbard has it stripped, and a media timeout. All CBU tonight at Moody Coliseum. The Lancers by 20.
All right, fans, please take a look at the video board for tonight's.
And back inside Moody Coliseum, the start of conference play has not been kind to the California Baptist Lancers with just a 17 WAC this season. It leaves each team playing each other 3 different times. And California Baptist, that started with 3 games on the road. They fell to 0-3, going from Utah to Texas from December 29th to January 3rd. They played 3 games, dropped them all, but hey, they've won now, looking to be their 3rd straight. Right back in the conversation, Grant.
Okay, Roman, thanks. Yeah, and they get Abilene Christian twice in Riverside this season. The only time they'll come to Abilene here. Joseph Vinzant with 2 free throws. He's shooting the ball a little better with the line in the second half. But still just 16 of 24 for the game. Joseph Scott back in.
It's impressive the way CBU has not let down. Coach Croy has not let up. They're going to finish strong.
17-point lead at halftime. Uh-oh, Hennig stuck his foot in there, and a lane violation. He knew it. It's like seeing how hot the bath water is. Just like, whoops.
Hot tub.
Yeah. Not the only thing they've done wrong tonight. And Vinzant makes them pay. But still a huge lead.
Now, California, CBU was averaging 67 points in the WAC. They've already at 69, averaging 74 on the season. They'll get that.
Daniels just 8 points on 3 of 10 shooting, but Martell Williams and others have more than picked up the slack, including Mueller, who's got 3 threes tonight. Williams looking for a career high. It would be here. No. Rebound goes out of bounds. Untouched. AC was largely cut down on CBU's offensive rebounds in the second half, but hasn't been enough. ACU's just 7 of 19 shooting. As Horniker comes back in, Coach, it's worth noting, you said it in the open, it's a red-hot shooting ACU team tonight that's shooting just 39% against the best field goal defense in the conference, CBU.
Yeah, well, it's showing tonight, but now that's the first possession for CBU that they've gone all the way down to the shot clock like that.
Vinzant shuffles to Hubbard. To the basket he goes. Tied up. Hubbard, 1 of 14 shooting. Just a night to forget. Roman mentioned he's closing in on 2,000 career points in both JUCO and ACU ball.
Look at this spacing, Grant. They're spread out like it's a delay. Now here comes the middle screen. They're deadly at this.
3 seconds on the shot clock. Mueller. And it'll be a a shot clock violation. They've actually turned it over a few times more in the second half when the game was well out of hand. I say well out of hand, but it's not over yet, but
well,
18-point lead with
you know,
less
I
than
was
6.
thinking the same thing. If you're CBU, Coach Corey, play to win.
Yeah.
Don't play to keep from losing. And that last 2 possessions were too cautious.
ACU had 6 of its last 7 halves in which they had shot better than 50%, including against a very good defensive team in UT Arlington. But both halves tonight, a struggle. Hubbard to Horniker, and his little floater will go. 8 points for Cade Horniker, and a timeout taken by Brett Tanner.
He actually earned that basket.
Timeout, ACU.
All right, here courtside, Grant Boone and Ron Holmes. We said it earlier, Rick Croy made no excuses when his team went 0-3, even though all 3 were on the road. He went home where they've been so good this season, got a little home cooking, and now they look like they're raring to go.
Well, they are, and they're excited. They have to have been looking at their schedule after this game because it favors them in a sigh of relief. Their schedule, they have what, Utah Tech?
Yeah. And that's the only game left, really. You think that UT Arlington game, it's the only long trip they have left.
Well, that, and they don't have to piggyback that trip. They just go to Arlington and go home. They don't have to go to Arlington to Abilene, Arlington to Tarleton.
And again, they'll go home and have Saturday off. ACU will get on a plane tomorrow and head to Southern Utah. And Brett Tanner hopes for a reversal. They had their hats handed to him against Utah Tech, came right back and answered against Utah Valley. He'll be looking for that kind of a bounce back on Saturday night. And that's barring some type of furious finish tonight. 16 points with 5 minutes to go. Unlikely, but with the 3-point ball, you never know. ACU just 2 of 8 from 3. But they've got Daniels.
Wow.
And anytime you've got Dom, you're in pretty good hands.
Oh, Lord, he can create, he can shoot. That's why he's first team.
Smith denied. Scott the rebound. Denied again. What do we have here? A whistle and a foul on Rich Smith.
Fouls on the Wildcats, number 4, Rich.
Hardy Espria. And that assistant coaching staff for CBU to Rick Croy in his 13th season, 262 wins. Reginald Howard, Dominic Lippy, Scott Clark on the bench with Rick Croy.
You know, they're spreading the floor. Now this is aggressive for CBU because look who has the ball. Normally you would think that they're trying to hold the ball. They're going to go to the hole.
Mueller, stuck back up by Hennig, no. And ACU comes out of there with it down by 18. Hubbard to the rim, and an offensive foul on Hubbard. And that kind of an evening for Braden Hubbard.
Well, they've zeroed in on him. They've done a really nice job. They've run one person's obviously going to guard him, but look at 2 and 3 are running to him. He's drawn a lot of attention.
And he'll come out of the game, and that may be it for Hubbard tonight. Got 2 fouls in the first half early. And you heard Coach Tanner say the shot selection frustrated the coach when they were up 9-2. Was that tonight?
Yeah.
That AC was ahead 9-2? All California Baptist since. And largely this guy leading the charge. And there's a charge. Now, interesting. You don't see that called a lot, but each team gets a charge called. Last media timeout. California Baptist trying to finish off a 3rd straight conference win. California Baptist up big on ACU. They've led by double digits for most of this game. Take a look at around the WAC. Southern Utah looking for a first conference win. They lead Tarleton State in Cedar City by 5, and UT Arlington ahead of Utah Tech at halftime, 27-18. UTA terrific defensive team.
Yeah.
They held ACU in check last week. ACU goes to Southern Utah for a game Saturday night. And even though the Thunderbirds are 0-4, they're trying to take down Tarleton State tonight and get their first win. This is Christian Alston going to the hoop and getting the bank shot.
That was a really nice move. That's a good pivot. That's the way to work your feet.
He was patient.
Yes, he was.
You're getting to the point now where it's almost mathematically impossible. Kicked ball by Christian, who missed all of last week with an illness.
You're not seeing this on television, but you should watch the assistant coaches from CBU. they are riding those kids.
You got Vincent, who almost always gets the toughest defensive assignment for ACU. They lob it for Hennig, who's fouled.
There is so much action going on above the rim. The game started out that way as well. Block shots, a lot of physical play. You really have to be a man if you're going to go in there and try to score, because they have 2 7-footers and what, a 6'10"? I'm not looking at this.
Yeah. Indong and Griman are basically 7 feet. Hennig's up there as well.
Well, you know, what's the difference between 6'11" and 7 foot if you're 7 foot or 6'11"?
6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Yeah, pretty rarefied air.
ACU was blown out at Cal Baptist last year, but then went on a run of 6 out of 7 wins to get themselves the 4th spot in the league standings. And the 11th offensive rebound of the night goes to Griman. And content to run some clock here. Williams looking for a career high. Oh, he's trying to do it in style. Horniker gets the rebound for ACU. Smith also looking for a career best. He's at 22. It'll be kind of a Pyrrhic victory at this point. Blocked. And Hennig comes out of there with it. And Smith knocked it off of Hennig's knee.
They do challenge every shot, but the thing is that they're challenging the shot at the peak of the shot. It's almost goaltending. They're so tall and long.
Alston from the left corner. Turnaround, no. Rebound, Hennig of CBU.
Well, CBU, ACU, just stay healthy. Got a lot of league left to be played.
ACU's going to wrap up its first of 3 trips around the conference on Saturday night. This is Jackson. And a loose ball to beat the shot clock buzzer. It never hit the rim, and it should have. That is going to be a shot clock violation. Yeah, it never hit the rim, says Lane Barney. When you have this kind of schedule, playing each team 3 times, it leads to some weirdness, and Rick Croy dealt with it. They had to play 3 times that first week, all on the road, 2 of them in Texas. ACU only played twice that first week. And yet ACU, for example, is going to play Tarleton State twice in Stephenville before ever getting Tarleton State once here in Abilene. So ACU is going to be gone for the next couple of weeks before coming back to play
when you play
Utah Tech and Southern Utah to end the month of January.
Well, when you play 3 games like that, it's hard to keep your edge. So CBU, they may go flat for a little bit next time they play ACU.
Alston, no. And ACU really never threatened in the second half. It was a 17-point lead. CBU stretched it out to 24. It's at 17 again, but at no point did ACU really make any kind of a run in the second half. And again, very similar, almost identical to the game against Utah Tech. Martell Williams still working on that career best. 1 minute to go here in Abilene. Zy Wright made a 3 earlier. And ACU 2 of 9 from three-point range and 18 for 50 overall for a team that had come in shooting 55% the last 3 games.
CBU's going to match every stat that they have. Every category, they're going to have their 40 boards, 70-something points.
And ACU's going to be held one of its lowest totals of the season. Just 55 points tonight. Their lowest home total.
Tough night. Tough night.
And Brett Tanner will get a couple of his bench guys in, including Isaiah Carrillo. Shot clock off. Now just a matter of the final score. It's been an eventful day.
Yeah.
The ACU men's basketball team, and this was not how they wanted to end it. Alston splashes in a 3-pointer. And CBU can run the clock out. Well, this looks like the preseason pick to win the WAC. After an 0-3 start, it's 3 straight wins for Rick Croy and California Baptist. A decisive victory tonight over Brett Tanner's Wildcats of Abilene Christian. Final score from Moody Coliseum: CBU 74, Abilene Christian 58. CBU improves to 13-6 overall, 3-3 in the league, and their first road win in conference play. Abilene Christian falls to 10-8 overall, 2-3 in the league. Rich Smith did his part, 22 points, 3 rebounds and 6 assists. No one else with more than 8 for Abilene Christian.
He didn't get a whole lot of help tonight.
No.
It was a miserable night offensively for the Wildcats.
And especially from the leading scorer for ACU, Braden Hubbard. 5 points on 1 of 14 shooting. California Baptist wins it by 16. And Roman Raffelli is standing by with the leading scorer for CBU.
Thanks, Grant. Martell, a tied season high for you today. What went well for you on the court?
Well, first, my teammates, they got me in good spots. You know, point guard getting me in the spots I need to be in, and kind of just playing the flow of the game.
Preseason player of the year on your team. What's it like playing alongside him?
He's incredible. He's incredible. He's super fast, super shifty. He can get a bucket on pretty much anyone. He's very good.
You guys started conference play 0-3, now 3-3. How much momentum does this team have?
A lot of momentum. You know, this was a tough team that they beat Utah Valley. They're a really good team who beat us, and we got all the momentum right now.
Thank you. Good luck moving forward.
I appreciate you.
Guys, back over to you.
Okay, Roman, thank you. Rick Croy is headed this way to visit with us. And in his 13th season in Riverside, Rick Croy and his CBU Lancers have come to Abilene. And here comes Rick Croy joining us here courtside. Rick, you told me earlier today, no excuses, not blaming the schedule, having to start 3 games on the road. This looks like the preseason #1 team in the league, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're not going to be any good if you're making excuses. And we were determined to come in and really just play with toughness and let the result take care of itself. If we were totally united and played with great intensity every single possession, which you have to do against Abilene. They are so good at bringing the fight to the competition. So they had our full respect, and I'm really pleased with the way that we stayed after it.
Yeah, so often you'll see a team make a run in the second half, especially with the three-point line. You really weren't threatened in the second half, and that had to give you some encouragement.
Yeah, we've been hit a few times coming out of half. Pretty haphazard defensively and just spotty. And we were more tied together I thought we had some great contests at the rim when they did get in there.
Yep.
And we're able to do it without fouling. You know, to end the first half, I think we fouled them 6 of the last 8 possessions and gave them just a little bit of momentum, and they chipped away at, you know, the discipline we had talked about before the game. So to come out in second half and play with more discipline, that was a really good positive sign for our group.
You told me that Martell Williams, the production, great, but it's the leadership that has increased with him. Did you see that tonight? He had a career-high 23.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's amazing when you focus on the right things. The rest of the stuff tends to take care of itself. And the thing about him is he's not concerned about scoring anymore. And he's just focused on being the best competitor and leader he can be for his team. And that takes maturity, and it usually takes longer than guys realize.
Yeah, good point.
And here we are, you know, in kind of his, you know, I'd say third lap of the season. And I'm really happy for him just with his growth. And, you know, his leadership was on full display and his toughness.
Congrats on the win. Safe travels back to Riverside.
Thanks so much.
Okay, Rick Croy, head coach at California Baptist, a decisive victory today over Abilene Christian. They win it 74-58. Congratulations to California Baptist. Up to the desk.
Yeah, thanks, Grant. A great coaching voice in Coach Corey, right? Hey, Zion Webb, Matthew De La Cruz. Matthew, it seems like CBU is the real deal. That first place ranking in the preseason seems like that was accurate.
Yeah, and Rick Croy, shout out to him. Great coach, great program. He proved why his team was picked to win the WAC in the preseason. They dominated the glass. Plus 14 in the rebound margin. You can't really reach perfection all the time, but you can get pretty darn close, and I think we saw that tonight.
Yeah, it was a big game for CBU. We'll take a quick look at the WAC standings. We see California Baptist moved up a little bit. Abilene Christian dropped down. What are you looking forward to throughout this tough stretch of 3 times playing each other in the WAC?
You know, I think I'm looking forward to California Baptist getting hot at the right time. They've kind of had an up and down December and January, but they've put together 2 straight, and they're getting hot at the right time. And for ACU, they're 2-3. They have a little bit of work to do, but I think that they have a bright future. Rich Smith proved that he can score when nobody else will tonight, and Cade Hornecker, 8 points. But for CBU specifically, Martell Williams, D2 legend, 35 points per game, now 23 points tonight, 6 rebounds, and Dominique Daniels, the tried and true, approaching 2,000 points on his career.
Yeah, Williams definitely have an electric game, but we'll see in these highlights. Rich Smith was the only highlight for ACU. I'm telling you, if I'm Brett Tanner, Zach Lassiter, Rich Smith is getting real rich tonight because he did lights out things today. The NIL deals, Chapel credits, I'm giving it to him all. He had a great game.
And it takes a consistent effort, Zion. CBU had 4 players with 5+ rebounds, 3 players in double-digit points. ACU, 1 player with 5 or more rebounds and 1 player in double-digit points. It's a consistent effort over time. I was always taught full-time consistency beats part-time intensity, and that proved true tonight.
Yeah, and if you give one thing for ACU, what is it going to be moving forward to bounce back from this L?
It's about taking advantage of opportunities, Zion. ACU had chances. They were 18 for 55 on their shooting tonight. That's in the 30 percentile range. You don't want to see that if you're shooting. Shots will fall eventually, but you need to get to the rim. You need to take those easy chances, less threes, take advantage of your opportunities.
Yeah, we'll see what the future holds for CBU and Abilene Christian. Grant, you can take it over.
Okay, gang, thanks. California Baptist Saturday off. ACU will be on the road to take on Southern Utah. Thanks to everyone who made it happen tonight. Our producer, Hutton Harris, and his team. For Zion Webb and Matthew De La Cruz and Roman Raffelli and the coach Ron Holmes, I'm Grant Boone. California Baptist comes east, young man, to Abilene and knocks off the Wildcats of ACU 74-58 for a 3rd straight victory.